What is up, guys? It is good to be back. I actually took the last 2 days off just after the whole BMW thing. The whole Project Car Challenge was just a lot of not sleeping, and it was just nice to relax a little bit. Today we were supposed to have a chill little video installing my little friend. Sweet N1 Pexi exhaust, or muffler I should say, that I was hoping would make her car sound a little bit better, but there's miscommunication, we got the wrong size. Oh look who it is.
What's up, guys?
He's so sad that he doesn't get to weld today now. It's okay, we're gonna go find something for you to weld, Alberto.
I'm buying my ticket for the meet.
Oh yeah, for Import Alliance. I gotta talk about that. This weekend on Sunday, I'll have some details probably on my Instagram or my Twitter, or I'll put a link in the description. There's going to be a massive Import Alliance meet at UCF, the college that I went to. It's actually a parking garage meet, and I don't know how UCF allowed this because it's gonna be absolutely insane, and they're probably not gonna ever do it again, but we're gonna have a booth there, we're gonna have our cars there. Alberto's gonna be there. Two-stepping, getting us all kicked out.
I can't two-step. It already says it on the rules to not do that. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, I was talking to the guy that runs it. He says he expects people to do it anyway. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. But anyway, that'll be cool. So what we're doing, since I already had Nicole's car on the lift and ready to go, you may remember the spacer fiasco where I just, you know, slip on spacers. They never really cooperate. Without hub-centric rings, the wheels tend to wobble a little bit. I got some spacers from Minjuku that have hub-centric rings for the wheel and actually have hub-centric rings on the inside as well. Fits real nice on here, and her wheels shouldn't wobble anymore when she goes over 55 miles an hour. But let's be honest, it's a 240. They're not meant to go over 55 miles an hour anyway. So to make this work though, we have to cut the studs a bit because they're super long. And yeah. I was literally just saying I really hope FedEx would show up with Nicole's Hydro, and then I look out the window, boom! FedEx is here. No Hydro, all I got was this stupid D-Shirk stuff. Just this stupid pretty fuel pressure gauge, and this stupid billet aluminum fuel filter bracket. Going on a little test drive with good old Gabby, and she ain't got the shakes no more. Are you happy? Nicole's having a bad day, she broke her phone, but it's okay, we all break phones. Right, Nicole?
No, we don't all. Why are you filming me over here?
There you go, I'm driving. We're gonna go get Starbucks to cheer Nicole up.
I'm fine. Everything's fine. Why are we going this way?
Because I know the fastest way to get to Starbucks, Nicole.
Okay.
Know who I am.
So guys, we have sad news.
Uh-oh. Is it about Mia?
Mia's dying.
Mia
It's
smokes
not
so
funny.
bad. I'm sorry.
Like, she's legitimately dying.
Yeah, she's sick.
She didn't even get painted.
Okay, well, we're gonna talk about that. So the title of this video is gonna have something to do with tuning the truck and updating on all the cars, including the giveaway car. I plan on doing that towards the end of the day. That way we can entice them to watch our shenanigans throughout the day. How's she feel, Nicole?
She feels great.
That was a nice little backfire. Driveway's a bit of a mess right now. I love this car. It suits Nicole so well. She's just jamming out to Taylor Swift right now. Now, I've actually had this for a while, but for whatever reason, I haven't had time to come around and install it on the truck. But I have an easy link set up that I got through PPEI tuning. So we're gonna tune the truck. Hush, Nicole. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too knowledgeable on how to do this, but I'm pretty sure once I get the easy link set up, it'll tell me what to do. So we're gonna go ahead and start plugging stuff in and see if we can figure it out. Now the question is, why do I need a tuner on this truck? The answer is I don't, but these trucks are really sick when you delete and tune them. But I know even just a tune turns these things into monsters, and I gotta make it a little bit more fun because I drive this thing around a lot. Okay, all right. Got this thing. Got a cool suction cup mount for my phone, some cables. So it looks like it hooks up to it through Wi-Fi. I was really confused as to how this is gonna work, but it seems like somehow it's already linked with PPEI, so that's dope. So it looks like there's a bunch of different maps I can choose from. Crazy, when you don't have the emissions on, it's literally 0 to 200 horsepower increase. That's insane. So we obviously still have emission stuff on the pickup, so it looks like because we have the shift on the fly switch, we'll be choosing the with emissions map. That's 0 to 150 horsepower. I believe there's like a little dial that will just turn. So this is supposed to be a pretty straightforward thing. Me, of all people, of course, I can't do things right. It comes with a nice little plug where you're supposed to just push some pins in, and then it just connects right to the factory connector. I was having a bit of an issue with the pins lining up. So what I wound up doing, even though it doesn't look as clean, I just used some of these little splice things that I had laying around. Yes, I know, cringe, they're like the worst things ever, but it's better than having pins that were falling out and just sketchy. So basically just 2 wires go in, hook up right here. I kind of like used a little firewall hold down in there. I'll probably zip tie this up here, but for now they just have a system. So to check to make sure you have a proper connection, on the back of this switch you just push and it shows a little LED to make sure that you're hooked up right. So that's good. And I think we're actually ready to go. I just got to clean it up and tuck some wires away. Just installed it on the app. Super easy. It's so weird because this is the spot I'm used to testing cars after I do something to them to do like a pull or something, and we're in the truck right now. All right, map number 5. Let's see how she pulls. Straighten out because we don't know how wild she's gonna get. Woo! We're roasting the tires. I think this is officially the new fastest car in the fleet, or the fastest vehicle, I should say. It's so hard to drive responsibly with all this torque. You know, I'm actually hanging out with Cletus tomorrow. I think he's gonna have to bring me some Mountain Dew because with all this torque, I'm gonna need one at all times. You just never know. Look at me, I'm so fancy I can even log my American flags. In terms of other drivability, the truck feels almost identical to stock. Now, obviously, I know that I'm not gonna wanna be towing in the 5th map, probably not even driving around town. It doesn't have a diagram as to what each map particularly is, but I'm guessing 1 through 5 kind of increases a certain amount of boost each map. I could be wrong, but it's cool having that little switch so we can switch literally between maps on the fly. I didn't feel like drilling any holes, so I kind of have my switch just hidden in there. My light does not wanna cooperate right now. This app has so many features, I know that I'm never gonna be able to go through all of them. But it seems like you can set like your own different warning levels and so many different parameters, ways to log. I need something like this for the 240. That would be very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that every single person on the planet who owns one of these trucks knows more about trucks than me, but I had a hard time figuring out where I could get a proper tune because I see a lot of the videos with the EasyLink stuff and I didn't know that it was through PPEI. So I will put their link in the description. They were kind enough to send the tuning software out to me. And if I end up doing the delete, I'll be getting my stuff through them. So we'll need to get some more footage racing the F-250 later, but for now, I wanna go eat dinner. Real quick though, I think I forgot to tell you guys, but I ended up installing the airbags on the truck finally. I didn't film it since I already kind of filmed installing airbags, except they were the wrong ones, but I'll show them to you real quick. Pretty cool. There they are, just kind of in there. And then I got my airlines running to the rear. Again, I don't like drilling holes, so I kind of made a place where I could just mount the valve there. Right now I have it set up so I'll just pump it up or use a compressor rather than having its own like compressor system. No, those airbags are not for lowering the truck. Essentially what they do is help me level the load of the truck. So when I have my super heavy trailer hooked up to it, rather than the rear end of my truck squatting because I got an F-250 and not an F-350, which I did knowing I would get airbags. Man, who's texting me so much? I can just air up the bags accordingly to level it and the trailer will tow a lot nicer. Actually a very straightforward process, wasn't that hard of an install, and I was actually really enjoying it until I got to the end and it was like 11:30 p.m. and I realized I forgot one piece. It was like one of those moments where you have everything laid out and you're like, crap. I feel like that had to go somewhere. So I had to take the bags all the way out. Again, not that difficult, but one of the annoying things is I have this massive, very, very inexpensive torque wrench that like doesn't have a lot of clicks and it's very tight to get in there where the bags are located to properly torque the stuff down. So that took more time than anything, like cutting up my knuckles but I got it done and I'm stoked because that's something that I've been procrastinating ever since I did it the first time and realized that they sent me the wrong bags. But I'll give you a little more info on the truck towards the end of the video because I think that's what I'll talk about when I'm talking about the update on like all the projects and stuff. Rather than just talking to the camera and staring at you guys for a few minutes, I figured I would just overlay some voiceover on top of some like drifting Assetto Corsa clips. The lobby ended up being a mess and I was a little bit off my game, so pardon the mess. But anyway, the Miata is smoking quite a bit. It's not the PCV system. I have a feeling it's something to do internally with the engine. The paint for it right now is just kind of on the back burner because obviously Randy can only paint one car at a time, and right now the giveaway car is the priority, which we finally figured out and locked in the dates of the 2nd week of February through the 2nd week of March. So that's kind of when you'll expect to see all the giveaway shenanigans. The Mini, pretty solid, still needs a dyno tune, looks great. Truck, still waiting on wheels. Long story on those. I'll probably delete it too. The GT350 has just been sitting in the warehouse. I haven't really driven it. 100% am selling it, but been a little bit too lazy to list it. I tossed it up on Facebook last night, but I haven't started listing it on the major sites or forums or anything yet. The Cresta is still in Japan, and for my 240, I'm waiting to get the motor back from the machine shop and hear an update on kind of what they found. I do actually have a standalone and a harness on the way from ECU Masters and from Wiring Specialties. On top of that, I also have like a whole Mishimoto oil cooling system that I'm going to be installing when we put the engine back in. So she should be good and much more reliable, fingers crossed. Nicole's 240, still waiting on a handbrake and angle. I'm using the Villains handbrake setup. I don't know what we're going to do in terms of angle yet, but for the rear setup, we're going to do a dual caliper PBM drop knuckle. That way we can retain the Z32 parking brake. I know a lot of you have been asking about the S15. It's currently on the back burner at Enjuku, and not really much has happened since the stitch welding of the chassis. Right now, Kevin Lawrence's FD car is the main focus, so mine was kind of placed on the back burner, and then he's going to go ham in my car once he gets some stuff sorted on Kevin's car. As far as I understand, we are still on par for the May deadline. I don't want to say deadline because it's not that important, but the May targeted completion date. The BMW, I'm planning on doing a bit more of a comprehensive update in around a week. I'll explain then. For now, it's just kind of dialing in the tune and cleaning it up after all those track days. But I've definitely got some cool plans for that and some very cool plans for tomorrow's video. So I just want to thank you guys for watching today. I appreciate you letting me take a couple days off and not giving me a hard time about it so I could get caught up on things and spend some time with Nicole. But have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.